So most flippers focus their efforts on the areas that you can see. The paint, the floors, the walls. So we're gonna look at what you need to focus on when looking at a flipped home. Follow me.
Come on.
When you're getting to the basement, one of the things that you wanna focus on is your main systems. Because a lot of flippers don't wanna spend time on the mechanicals. So mechanicals is something that we wanna focus on.
Right.
Drains are another area where we want to focus on.
Right.
The electrical is definitely something we want to check out. Making sure you have the right amperes coming into the house.
Perfect.
Guys, I'm super excited. I just received an accepted offer for my clients, my buyer clients. They were looking for a single family house in the Bronx. And now the next step is reaching out into your trusted home inspector to get the home inspected roughly within 48 hours. So the guy that I work with, my guy, John Felix, he is a master of his craft, and we are going to pretty much film him and go through a live home inspection. And I'm gonna give you the highlights of what he focused on. His information is in the descriptions of this video. If you're in the New York area, Connecticut area, I would highly, and if you're a buyer or a realtor, I would highly suggest you just have a conversation with him. Not to sell him or anything like that, but his reports, his due diligence for the buyer is on another level. It's over and beyond, and this is why I work with him. And so this video is a live inspection. Let me know what you think. Is there anything that he missed? Is there any information that you didn't know about? Check it out. Let me know. Peace.
I know that the house was recently renovated. It was beautiful. Okay? But will I find something? Very likely. Okay? The idea is not to panic. The idea is to understand what we're looking at and what we need to do to move forward to make that better. Right? So that's the general idea. I'm not here to look at size of rooms, where the lamp goes. I leave that stuff to you guys as family.
Okay.
Okay? Are there any concerns, anything that you want to mention to me before I start? Remember, I'm here for you. I'm on your behalf. I'm on your team. Yeah. Okay, so we have a motion sensor here. Okay, this is here. If you're gonna remember anything today, and I'm gonna ask you at the end, all right? Just to make sure that you guys are paying attention and you remember, most importantly. This is your water meter, okay? Every 3 months you're gonna get a water bill from the city or the Department of Environmental Protection, okay, for your water consumption. That's because they're communicating with this meter. You see this gray box over here? Okay, it's like a Wi-Fi receiver box.
Okay.
Okay, they're never gonna knock on your door to get a reading. They're gonna communicate directly by computer to that box, and then this wire communicates to the meter, and that's how they get the reading. Okay? If you, for whatever reason, in the winter time, anytime, you have a water line that breaks and you're losing water in the house and you need to turn it off, I want you to come here and I want you to grab this valve. Okay? And you do that. And that's it.
Okay.
It stops. All right, now, I did notice just now, there's a leak on your main. Okay?
Okay.
So right now, you see that leak?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So right now it stopped leaking. It doesn't necessarily mean that it should stay like that. All right, so we're gonna put this in your report as a defect, because what's gonna happen is if this keeps leaking, this is gonna continue to run.
Okay.
And it's going to register water usage. Really, it's because you're losing it. All right, so really important, because this every drop is money. Okay. All right, really glad that we found that. Okay, this is your water heater.
Yeah.
So all the hot water for the property comes from this tank. This is the brand, Bradford White. okay? It's recommended by manufacturer that you replace these on average between 8 to 10 years. That's how long they last normally. So what we're gonna look at is the manufacturer date on the label. So according to this, it looks like it's from 2013. Yeah, so I think we're past the useful lifespan of the water heater. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, because these can last a lot longer if you give it the right service. So once I get upstairs, I'm gonna run you hot water. If I get a minimum temperature of 120 degrees, then it's working. So if it's working, there's no defect. It's just older. So right now, if you ever feel you need to change the temperature of your water, just make it colder, make it hotter, you're gonna come here to this dial. Okay, and that's where you change it. If you look, if I switch places with you, if you can zoom in, right now, the dial is almost on very hot. Okay, that means it's performing on high performance.
High.
Okay, that means that the stove is on high. Okay, so that means that the lifespan of it is going to start to dwindle faster. So there's probably issues with it already, and that's why they have it on high. Or maybe the plumber just did that, and when I test your water, it's going to read 160, 180, 185, and that was just a fluke accident, and we need to turn it down. But we'll test that once we get upstairs. But this is why I like to start down here, because it'll tell me the story upstairs. All right, so that's that. This here, this pipe, this is your main gas feed for the house. If you see this pipe, this is your main shut off. You'll never have to touch it, but Con Edison, if they ever need to turn off your gas, this is where they're gonna come, okay? This pipe goes up and it connects to this meter, and through this meter is where Con Edison gets its reading, okay? I hope you didn't get my bold spot.
No, I didn't.
And the other thing I want to ask that,
I'm getting
when
a
you get
book.
into the basement, I don't know, because my nose is not good. You smell like gas.
I did not smell gas initially, but this here is a gas detector that's installed by Con Edison.
Okay.
Okay, they do this as a precaution, as a safety for all homes. So if there was a gas leak coming from your gas meter, this will detect it and it will alert you. It will just beep
Okay.
and beep and beep until someone attends to it. Okay, so you already have protection for this.
Okay.
All right, moving on in.
All right.
This is your furnace. Okay, there's a difference between a furnace and a boiler. This is a furnace because this is supplying hot air, forced hot air throughout the home, through these ducts, and then every room has a ventilation that gives it air. Okay? All right. This is a Okay. Let's say in case of an emergency, you smell something coming out of the boiler. You hear them making weird noises. You don't know what to do. You're gonna come down here. You see the switch right here?
Yeah.
Okay? All you're simply gonna do is like a light switch. Okay, you're gonna turn it off. Once you check it out and everything seems okay, you're simply gonna come back here, turn it back on. It will go back on by itself. You don't have to do anything. All right? So that's really important for you to know. This is the emergency shut-off switch. And there should be another one. Usually there's a secondary one up top, but you don't have it. So you only have this one to work with, which is perfect. Okay. This is technically your garage. Garages in the state of New York are considered exterior spaces. Okay, because they're considered exterior spaces, and this is the beginning of the home. All right? I'm not a code inspector, but it's a requirement that these doors are fireproofed doors. Okay, right now this is a hollow wooden door. Not only that, but it's not self-closing. It's supposed to close on its own, and it doesn't, right? So this is pretty much a door that belongs in a closet. Okay, not an exterior grade door. So I'm just gonna recommend that we upgrade this door to fit the proper requirements. All right. Okay. Okay, that's what we call burping. Okay, that's how I know the house and the plumbing has been worked on recently. That's not a bad thing. That just means the lines have air inside. And so all you have to do, literally, is let it run. When it runs, it pushes out all the air with the water, and then it will stop. See how it's getting better? Okay, it may have a little more, but it's going to continue to push it out. So anytime that happens, there's just air in the line. It's not going to damage it. You just got to let it go out. So sometimes what they'll say is just let it run for about 5 minutes, and then you should be good. Okay? And then you're going to see that everywhere. On the toilet, on the shower, everywhere you turn it on. So you see how now it's just much better? The burping stopped. So that's good. All right? I just wanted to show you that so you don't get worried. Your toilet is loose. A little bit, not much. So what I'm looking for is for cracks in your grout, okay? Or gaps that may be missing, right? Because typically when that happens, water needs to find a way out. And we don't want that water getting underneath the tiles. So it looks like it's done well here. Just gonna let that run for a little bit. I wanna make sure that it's not clogged. Okay? So, because you saw the water heater on high peak, meaning really high, we're projecting that the water heater would be
150, 160.
150, 160. All right, so let's hit it.
Yep.
All right, so you got it right on the nail. You're good. That means now, when I put my hand in here, it's going to burn, okay? So now I have to play the cold water game. I have to graduate it with water. So I'm getting adequate hot water, so it's working, but it's really hot. So now my recommendation is bring it down a notch, because if you have small children, or just anybody, right? And they put their hand in here, they're gonna call you, they're gonna say, hey, I burned my hand. And we don't want that, okay? But good call, you got that.
Thank you.
All right. Right? From here, it brings cold water up. From here, it brings hot water up. But then we have a branch that goes into your washer and dryer. I mean, your dishwasher.
Okay.
But then I have another branch branching off to the right. And I look here, it comes under, and then it goes down. So that's why I'm asking, are we feeding or supplying water downstairs? I'm going to take another look to make sure, just so I can understand what it's supplying water to. It's not a problem, it's just, I'm just curious.
So what is this?
So this is a thermal imaging camera. This will typically detect temperature differentials within your wall. Normally we use this to look at exterior walls, near windows or openings that would probably let us see if there's any water or missing insulation within the walls. Typically common or uncommon, depending on the flipper or the builder in recent flips or constructions. So by looking at this wall right now, you're seeing multiple colors. So don't get too crazy about the greens and the reds. So you see how the reds now are coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, that means that there is just heat coming in through those windows. So you see those differentials right where the openings are, on the bottom of the window and on the center there where they meet. Now if you look this way, if you come around, I'm going to scan this wall. Now you see how there's red on this wall? Okay, normally that's a flag because it indicates that there's a lot of temperature differential right in that portion of the wall. But as I bring the camera down, that's my source. So the heat is coming out of the vents and it's rising up. And that's why, if you look at this whole area right here is warmer than these walls because the heat is rising.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
So very easy for someone who's not proficient in reading the camera to mistake that for a leak and then make you go crazy. But that's not the case here. Okay?
Thank you, Shane.